that time of the evening again. You're live on Joy 99.7 FM, 7:07. It's Strong and Sassy on your superstation. Now, January, we always say, is a very long month. If you're able to go through it without owning anyone money or owing anybody money, then you're doing something right. You found a hack, so, the question is, show us the way. You get it? Well, let's talk about money, our finances, and how we really manage what we earn. The month is ending, and this is usually the time we ask ourselves, where did my salary go? Like, I'm paying this, I'm paying that. Is that all my money? We earn money, but somehow it never seems to last till the end of the month. Why is that? Why do many people make money but still struggle to utilize it well? Is it poor planning? Is it pressure to please others' lifestyle habits? Or just lack of financial education? Tell me, how did you survive the month of January? We've got a few more days to, say bye-bye to it, but how did you manage? Basically, that's the question. How did you manage? We'd love for you to share your thoughts with us. WhatsApp is live and active at 055 11 11 997. We're having an in-depth conversation here. Phone lines will be activated as well for you to join in. What is that hack? How did you manage to go through the month of January 2026? Do you have some, wild financial plan put together? Did you survive it because you were very disciplined with your money? What was it for you? Mind sharing with us on the show? We'll go in all the way till 8 p.m. Thanks going out to the production team, Mirabel Johnson. Oliver Fanyo is making us visible on social media. You might want to check us out as well. My name is Akorfa. Again, you're welcome. Now, joining me in studio to delve into our conversation is Theresa Abbrey. She happens to be the operations and finance analyst, and she joins me in studio today. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hi. Good evening.
Okay, so can you adjust my microphone closer to you just a little bit? Yes. Okay, I think we're better now. It's good to finally meet you. Mirabel told me, I'm putting the show together. You love who I'm bringing on. And I am loving who, we have on already, because we did a little hi, hello over there. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to have a long conversation. Now, so... First off, though, people always talk about money and we're like, you need to treat money well. Otherwise, money will not treat you well. And we want to understand, why do you think people aren't able to manage their money at the end of the month?
Okay. Thank you, first of all, for bringing me here. Greetings to your audience.
Greetings.
All of them. Yes. Personally, before I get on to the question, one of the beautiful things I love about social media is that it helps us get to see the faces behind the brilliant voices we heard on radio. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Nice to see you too.
Well, personally, I've come to realize that it's not always about management.
Okay.
Yes, it's more about control. Having to know where to put the money and having to re-engineer your mind and tell yourself that regardless of where the money came from, it's not all yours.
Oh.
There's a self-deception that once you work for it, it's yours.
How is that self-deception? That's my money. Tell us more about that, because this is very new.
Yes, so the truth is that once you live in here on earth, you owe your future a lot of money. Imagine being in a mansion and having to call your relatives to borrow money for utilities or even food. And yet the mansion is in your name, zero debt.
Right.
Okay. So it's not always about, it's my money, I earned it, so that it ends there. But if you realize that you owe yourself, then you prioritize what is in the future for you. So that in case you do not use it, you still get to fulfill a scripture that says that a righteous person saves money for their children's inheritance for their children's children. So you get to leave something behind, a good name, with all that money to back that name.
Right, that's
Yeah.
quite interesting. So how does an individual? So if you this is the first time you're hearing that your money is not your money per se, or
Alright.
you need to think of your future. Well, think about your future. Obviously, they have told us a couple of times, but then some people also want to live in the now, and the conversation has been what happens to me now is also equally important to my future, because if I am not here, then how am I looking into the future, basically? So we also want to understand that how can one be accountable for the money they spend? Can you give us a little bit education on that? For instance, you earn at the end of the month, but how are you able to determine that, okay, these are my wants, these are my needs, this is where I have to put the money. Okay, maybe I can do without this for this month. How can you walk us through something like that?
Oh, basically, putting pen to paper. You do not leave such for only accountants.
Oh.
Yes, accounting is a daily thing. You have to do it for yourself. That way, you'll be able to structure your spending and also your earnings as far as the future is. Budgeting is how this comes in.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. Let's talk about the budgeting bit. Like how if someone wants to budget monthly, weekly, daily, how is the structure looking like?
Okay, so first you have your needs, your wants,
Okay.
and then you have savings or debt, financing, anything depending on your lifestyle. Okay, but I will start with this. I'll start with the mindset bit. Okay, because I've come to realize that poverty and wealth are beyond money.
Okay.
Yeah, it starts with the mind.
Mm.
It starts with the mind because two people could be given 1 million Ghana cedi today, and at the end of the year, one will have 2 million and another one will have 0.
Right.
Because money in its sense answers to your mindset and not what you do. Okay.
Okay.
What you do can earn you the money, but how to multiply it, how to manage it, answers to all the information that you've put in your head. So until you have good things inside your head, the money is going to answer to whatever database you have going
Okay.
on in there. So with the budgeting, you have your needs, you list them. It could be your rent,
Okay.
food, transportation. Those are necessities. Like you said earlier, you cannot save and be dying today. Yeah. So once you know that these are my needs, then you make room for the wants.
Okay.
And then the part where I said you owe your future is where you save towards tomorrow,
Okay.
invest towards tomorrow.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I have seen a few posts over the period where I'm not too sure if I had paid attention to this earlier, but I've seen a few posts where people are now encouraged to live below their means, because back in the day we're told to live within your means, but now I see a lot of financial analysts tell people that you need to live below your means. Give us a little education on that. Like, since when are we meant to live below the means, not within the means now?
Yeah, I call it the forced poverty. You have the money, but
Yeah. So
but
you have to
it's a-
force.
Yeah, forced poverty. It's a thing of
Jesus Christ.
discipline.
Oh,
Discipline in
Lord.
the mind. So I earn 3,000 Ghana cedi at the end of the month, but because of this concept of forced poverty, I'm gonna tell myself from now till my salary is increased that I earn 2,500,
Oh.
and that 500 is either going to go into savings or investment.
Okay.
Now there are two sides to it. I'm sure along the line we'll get to delve deeper
Yeah.
into savings and investment. So yes, you tell yourself that you earn 2,500. Until you do that, you'll just be wasting the money, the 3,000 every day, spending it. And the truth about money is that it answers to you.
Okay.
It does.
But it's not.
It does.
It's not the money deciding for me.
No,
Oh.
the
Okay.
money answers to you. You can
How?
run
Like,
money-
yeah. Let's.
You can run money like you run your friendships and your relationships. You can tell the money, do this for me, and it does it.
Please walk me
How?
through that. Yeah, because I need my money to be, answering to me.
So basically, how we get that done is that the minute you receive the money,
Mm.
you put some away. Like I
Okay.
said, the forced poverty, you tell yourself that I earn 2,500, and so that's how we're going to spend it. So that means that I'm not going to rent a place that is 2,000 Ghana city,
Mm.
so that I get to survive on 500 Ghana city. That's wrong for me.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
that's almost like a sin to yourself. You're not allowed to
Right.
do that. You're not allowed to starve yourself because you want to save for the future. Granted, there are circumstances that will make you starve or stay away from food, but not on the intentional side of it,
Okay.
where, yes, you're starving yourself because you want to live a certain kind of life.
Mm.
Yes. So you tell yourself these are my needs and these are my wants, and studies show that when it comes to rental, it shouldn't be more than 20% of your monthly income.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't be more than every now and then new discoveries come up.
Come up. Okay.
So I actually while I listen to those, I don't really because you have to do
Mm.
what best fits you,
Okay.
not
Okay.
because studies of somebody says that.
Mm.
But if you realize that in practice it benefits you, you keep at it and you don't
Right.
stop.
Okay.
Yes, and your wants may vary. Your wants may vary month on month, but in that you cap it in such a way that regardless of whatever my wants may be, I have decided that for every month I'm gonna spend out of the 2,500, I'm gonna spend 1,000 Ghana cedi.
Mm. Okay.
That means that if someone comes to you for urgent 2K, you don't have it,
Mm.
and
Mm.
that's okay. When it comes to
Hmm.
finance, it's no until you've thought it through.
Okay.
Yeah, your
Right.
answer about finance should always be no until you've given yourself time to think about it. Not because someone asked you for money,
So you,
but because you or someone you love or someone you respect asked you for. Your answer should always be no until you've thought it through. That okay, I think I can spare this X amount for this course only for this period of time.
mm.
Yes, and then
Okay.
we go ahead.
What can someone do when they draft a budget, but then they're still struggling to follow it? Because, we say the nice things. We tell
Mhm.
you to live below your budget, the forced poverty and everything.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you have drafted, you know what your needs are, what your wants are, and then you do the savings and all of that, but you're still struggling to keep at it. What would you say is the situation with someone like that, and how can they get better moving forward?
Okay, so how you can get better is to stick to the original plan.
Mm.
Not in terms of being rigid, but that part of the forced poverty where it says you only earn 2,500, keep to it. Don't
Okay.
change it for whatever reason. Don't change that. So that 500 Ghana cedi still runs. So that if you are struggling to maintain this, that will be a reason for you to work on the 2,500. Um, Later on, we'll get to see some of the ways that you can work with the 500 Ghana cedi, so that with that, it is actually enough motivation if you put money aside and that money earns you money.
Yeah,
It's the
I
best.
think we should get into, we should just gradually branch into that as well, and also get into savings, because
It's
sometimes people would want to argue the fact that I'm struggling to pay utility bills, I am struggling to put food on the table, but then anytime I engage anybody, they say to save or to put money aside, so because I think fine, the future, we believe that, we see that, but what about my now? How do I begin my savings and make sure that it does work for me or it ends for me in the future?
okay. So if you've never saved in your life, start with 1 Ghana cedi.
Mm.
Tell yourself that this week I'm gonna save 1 Ghana cedi. I am low on my budget. My generous salary came up to service a debt, but this week I'm saving 1 Ghana cedi. And then next week you top it up. First build the habit
Okay.
of being consistent with it, and then you can grow with that consistency. But if you have never saved before and you want to save 1,000 Ghana cedi, I'd outrightly, you'd be doing yourself a disservice. So it's not, as much as we hear people speak on it every day, you shouldn't force it out of you. You should allow yourself the grace to grow gradually into it. Because everyone who speaks with confidence once started struggling. Okay. So give yourself the grace of starting. I always try to prevent myself from saying starting small, because usually things look small, but in the end, when the benefits come, looks like that was a big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so just start with 1 Ghana city this week, and then next week you get to save another 1 Ghana city, or you top it up. Give yourself the privilege of challenging your own self every day. Okay. And once the habit is built, then you can grow it steadily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so just as you said, because I'm also looking at you've not saved before, you're starting, and also quote and unquote starting small or slow. But then again, you know that you are being, for want of a better expression, being forced to save because maybe you didn't start saving towards your rent on time, so you need to put a bigger enough amount away. And you're saying that if you start that way, you probably are doing yourself a disservice. Why is that? Because then you might go back and tap into the money.
Okay, so saving a huge amount for a particular cost, that's something that you already knew would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I said earlier was in connection with towards the future, when you do not know what you use the money for.
Okay.
Immediately. Yes, but for your rent, you're supposed to discipline yourself of having to save month on month, so that at the end of the year you'll have that. Discipline is always thrown about.
I was just about to ask, like, if you don't have the discipline, like, how do you go about this? Because it's a big
So
conversation.
build the habit. At the end of the month, there's something that goes on mentally. You sign yourself up for how your finances are going to behave at the end of every month. How do you do it? For most of us, it's within our conversations.
Okay.
So someone asks you, "Oh, hi, you've been paid. Have you received the alert?" "Oh, yes, dead on arrival." So mentally, you set yourself up to kill that money before it arrives.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the most part, it's within our confessions. It's within our day-to-days. Okay. I mostly base my ideologies of finance from the Bible, because I learned a lot from there.
Okay.
And there was a time there was this national inflation all over Ghana, and everybody, to the point that companies went ahead to sort of give their workers some bonuses just to cushion them, because the inflation was out of place. But then I opened my Bible during that season, and there's only one scripture I saw, Psalm 23 verse 1.
Okay. It
The
says,
Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Mm.
And that became my daily mantra. I was able to end the year not having to need something so bad that I couldn't afford it. And this is purely based on something that I read in the Bible. So, like I said, it's not always about the discipline. It's always about what you tell yourself. The money cannot be dead on arrival, because this money is here to answer to you.
Okay.
So once you proclaim that this money is dead on arrival, then that's it. But you tell yourself that the money coming is not all mine.
That's the part I just don't want to agree and
It's
believe
not
in.
all
And
mine,
why is it
because
not mine?
I owe my future some sweet benefits that no one can afford. You see, as much as people will love you, okay, no one wakes up to say, "Akorfa, I want to brush your teeth for you today."
Yeah.
No
sure.
one does that.
Yeah.
And yet you have people who love you dearly, who will do anything for you. Yes, so those are the brush your teeth moments that you can do with your finances.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
that this money is not all mine. Yes, it's coming to me based on the hard work that I put in my company or my own business throughout the month, but it's not all mine. And for the sake of my future, I'm going to tell myself that I earn 2,500 even though my bank says 3,000.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I was going to stay a bit longer on, you mentioned that you found a scripture that, you said to yourself the entire time. I was having a conversation with my producer, and then we got to a point where sometimes you meet people and they're like, oh, I'm going to get this. And someone will say, oh, media miniska, like they always tell themselves they don't have money, even when they've been paid fresh, like their alerts just hits their account. They still say they don't have money. Do you think when people start saying certain things like that to themselves, it ends up, showing in the decisions they make concerning their money?
Okay, that's one statement that is highly subjective.
Okay.
That's one statement that you should never believe from anyone's mouth.
When they say they don't have money?
Yes, that's one
Really?
You should never believe it.
Okay.
Because your definition of you don't have money is 0 in Momo, 0 in my bank account, and just 10 Ghana Cedi in your purse.
Okay.
But the person saying it, their definition is 600 Ghana Cedi in the bank account, another 600 in Momo. It's just that while they stand with you, they have no money. And so those are some of the mechanisms that the people who are extremists with the false poverty tend to communicate. So you never rely on them. But there are different sides to it, because for some of them, you do to the negative, and then at the end of the day, you truly don't have money. Yeah, so it's a balance of action. You don't just speak like that. You can actually say that you do not have money right now. But if you make it a habit of always saying that you don't have money hears that.
It does hear that. Well, if you're just joining us, you tune in to Strong and Sassy right here on Joy 99.7 FM. We're having a conversation on bills, budget, and balance. And joining me is Theresa Abbrey, who's operations and finance analyst. And we've been talking about money and the fact that it has to work for you, not the other way around. Well, I'm still struggling with that because I think my money has been moving me around for a while. So it's good that we're having this conversation. But share your thoughts with us via WhatsApp 055 11 11 997. Let's know what are some of, the money stuff you've been doing that has protected you over the period, especially how you were able to get through the month of January, the one that we all like to call a very long month. What have you done to sustain yourself throughout, and what you're hoping to do moving into the month of February to ensure that you're very accountable and, very disciplined with your money and all of that. 055 11 11 997. Now, I was hoping also that we get into breaking down our savings a lot. So you will be told that you have to save because, your future will thank you later. And then we also found out that, saving alone is not enough. You need to invest. Yeah. I want us to get to the investment conversation, but also if someone wants to really, because with the savings, for instance, one CD... Someone will say 1 CD this time around doesn't really do much. And if you're looking to open your bank account and be proud of yourself and smile and go like, I did that. Would you say that saving with, people like to also save with other people rather than apps and bank and the banks and all of that? Would you encourage something like that?
Other people in terms
so like
of
so susu groups. Let me say susu groups. Yeah.
Oh, those are all ways of growing your money.
Okay.
But you should tell yourself, or you should ask yourself, how much that money is going to make for you at the end of the day. Okay. That's one of the benefits of investing, because it beats the one thing that we all face in life, which is inflation. Because the price of a bottle of water today will not be the same tomorrow.
True.
So if you're able to save 1 Ghana Cedi today, like you said, even a sachet of water is 50 pesos now. So previously it was 10 pesos.
Yeah, and then came to 20 pesos and then just shot to 50
so
pesos.
So imagine if you save just 10 pesos. In your bid to say, oh, my future needs water, today it cannot buy the water. But that is why we have investment. Investment is when, besides setting your money apart, which is the savings, investment is when you allow the money work for you.
Okay.
Yes, allowing the money work for you in various forms. Now, you could set up a business and trade in any sort of goods or services where you find comfortable enough to trade in, and
Okay.
that could earn you more money. You could also get shares or stocks in other companies so that they work with your money and then they get you. We have treasury bills, which is lending the government money so that the government will also give you some interest on it
Okay.
quarterly. Um,
Yes, so
every
they
six
do
months
say
or
that investments are risks. So you mentioned the treasury bill and all that. I
yeah.
think there was a news item some time back where there were. You're smiling, so you know what I'm about to say. There were
No,
haircuts and
no.
stuff
I'd wait
like
for you to finish.
yeah. So people will find it a bit. They'll be skeptical in investing in such avenues, even though it might
Alright.
serve them. But because money is hard to come by, we've all established that fact. So how then is someone like that supposed to convince themselves that when I put my money here, I will still, it will still serve me at the end of the day, and I'll not lose my money?
Life is a risk.
Oh, jeez,
It is.
Theresa,
Yes, ma'am.
really?
It is a risk.
It's my money.
We do not know what tomorrow brings. Nobody knows. How you're gonna wake up? What side of the bed you're
gonna wake up.
tomorrow? And yet you go to sleep in peace. Okay, that's the same thing that we need to do with our money. We shouldn't pretend to be all wise when it comes to money and setting it aside. All of a sudden, we know all the philosophies against why we should set the money aside. Meanwhile, we take leaps of faith every day. You come to work and you do not know whether the microphone will work or not, but you still do it. You speak into the microphone and you hope that your audience listen to you. Okay, so life is full of risks and you shouldn't be all wise only when it comes to money. Okay, so there are different types of risks, when it comes to investing, so you have to weigh them.
Okay.
Okay, which one would you prefer, lending the government money so that the government gives you the interest, or lending your own self money, trading in a certain good or service so that
Okay.
you get the money for yourself, pay a few taxes here and there? Okay, so those are all different forms of risks. You can also give the money to a company. Oh, this company is doing well, so I'm going to give my money to them by buying their shares, which is traded on every stock market.
Okay.
Yes, so you just have to make sure that you're dealing with a licensed broker.
Okay.
Yeah, licensed dealing member or a broker, so that you set your money aside to buy the shares, and then at the end of the year, some even pay dividends monthly. So dividends is basically interest, but in stock markets lingo.
Okay. Well, so let's stay on the stock market conversation, because sometimes when you watch the news and then they'll show the photo, the stock market, but for a regular everyday person, you don't understand what they're showing. So how are you able to determine that, okay, if I put my money here, this business will be able to make me, like, what are some of the basics basically that you're supposed to pay attention to?
Okay, so you have to pay attention to longevity, profitability.
Okay.
Okay, you should set yourself out to look around you. It's not really difficult to understand stocks.
Oh, okay.
You look around, you see that, oh, Joy FM has been around for a very long time, and Joy FM is listed on the stock market. Every day people tune in to listen to Joy FM. That means that the more the Joy FM is running, the more they are working with my money. So I can put my money to them, because Joy FM is not going down, not today, not tomorrow.
Okay, right.
Okay, so the more it runs, the more I get my money.
Okay.
So that's how you don't need to look too far to see. You see companies on your road to work and back home. Yeah, you can do an intentional search on
Okay.
your way to work. Oh, I've seen this bank. Oh, okay, this bank. Let me just find out how many years they've been in existence. Okay, how much they have made, and these days things are getting easy. Information is coming easy to us.
Yeah.
So for most brokers, they'll introduce you to how much the company has made in previous years. So you have everything on the app, and you wouldn't have to struggle to find all that information. So you know which ones are going to earn you dividends. Some brokers have developed their app in such a way that you not even have to spend so much time outside of the app. You actually get to see which companies are giving you dividends every month, which companies are only going to pay you dividends at the end of the year. So you make your choice. Everything on the app available to you. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I want us to break down, our savings and our budget. So, for instance, for someone who earns, say, I think we should do for someone who earns, say, 2,000 or 3,000.
All right.
And what are the non-negotiables that have to be on such a budget? So let's start with someone who earns a 3,000, and we're not doing forced poverty here first. Like, let's do like a budget with a 3,000 Ghana cedis. What are we looking at, and what do we have to see on such a budget? Let's do a breakdown.
Okay. So I said earlier your needs.
Yeah, your needs and your wants.
And then your wants.
Okay.
And then your savings.
Your savings.
Standard 3.
Standard 3. Okay.
Yeah, standard 3 for every budget.
Right.
Yes. So when it comes to those ones, your needs shouldn't be more than 50 for a standard budget. Your needs shouldn't be more than 50% of your earnings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then your wants shouldn't exceed 30%. Your savings could have a good 20%
Right.
as your starting base, and then depending on your income, you can grow the savings percentage, because someone's 1% is a million Ghana cedi. Your 1%, but in dealing with is it the person earns 2,000 Ghana cedi?
Yeah, we're saying
Yeah,
2,000.
2,000 Ghana cedi. That means we are looking at least savings of 400 Ghana cedi
Okay.
per month.
Right.
But if you're not able to do it, due to life circumstances, or tell yourself to do 100 or 50. The real miracle, I would say, is in developing the habit of it first. It really isn't about the amount.
Okay.
It has to do with the habit, incorporating it in your mindset that this is not all mine. And it's true, it's not all mine. So it's in the habit first. Let's develop that habit first, and then we can grow it from there.
Well, with the habits, because oh gosh, this is me airing my dirty laundry out. So I did try savings on an app.
Right.
And today's 28. So I took it out a few days ago. I was actually very upset with the app, because while I was trying to take it out, it was giving me some very funny responses. It wasn't giving me my money right there and then. I was very upset until the money came in later on.
Right.
And this is me who wants to be intentional with my saving habit, because it's not been great. Now, what can I do to ensure that I like, it is very hard to save. I'm using myself as the example today, guys. Kill me. So I'm using myself as an example. You're trying to save, say, let me use, say, 200 Ghana cedis, and you've done it for, say, 3 months. But then along the lines, you're like, oh, you have only 500, or you have only 300 in your pockets, and a part of you feels like when you open your purse, you should see more than just 300 Ghana cedis. So you go and do the withdrawal just to put it. How can you just not pay attention to the fact that you've put away some money for yourself? Because it's really hard for me. Really, really hard.
So all you have to do is to lock it up.
Oh, jeez. Locking the money.
Yes. Lock it up.
Oh, okay. I'm locking it up. So basically, I can't touch it.
You can't touch it.
Oh, God. Can I do that, though?
This money. So what you do is look in the mirror and tell yourself, my name is whatever your money is. And 200 Ghana cedi this month. It's not mine.
It's not mine.
It's not
Marable
mine.
Johnson, are you listening?
It's not mine.
Okay.
Let's adapt the habit of delayed gratification
That.
is one
Yeah.
of the best things that you could ever do to yourself.
Okay.
Okay, when you know that you can afford it, but you want to give yourself the leverage of affording twice of that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, delayed gratification is the best thing you can ever do to yourself as an individual, and then when it comes to your finances too. Okay, yeah. So when you look it up, you can actually look it up in shares,
Okay.
because if Joy FM is running their business with your money, if you sell it, you lose something because you haven't gained any dividends from it. You just put 200 Ghana cedi this month, and then before the next month ends, you're taking the money out of your Joy FM shares. Meanwhile, Joy FM pays dividends once a year or even twice a year.
Right.
So you're punishing yourself. Okay. It's really true what we tell ourselves. If you are able to tell yourself that this money is not mine, every other thing sources itself out.
This money
Because
is
the
not
needs
mine.
will always be there, the wants would always be there. So in the face of a low cash moment, you remind yourself that the Lord is your shepherd and you shall not want.
And you shall not want. This money is
I
not
have
mine.
no wants today. I
This
have
money
no
is not
wants tomorrow,
mine.
because this money is not mine.
It's not mine. I think it should be Mirabel should be our mantra till the year ends. And I'm probably going to come back and give you updates on that.
I'd love
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. If you're just joining us, you tuned into Strong and Sassy on Joy 99.7 FM. We're having conversations about our money, our bills, our budgets, and how to balance it at the end of it all. And joining us in studio is Theresa Abbrey, who's operations and finance analyst. Now, you're talking about if you want to buy something, ask yourself questions and see if you can afford twice of that. I was going to ask you about impulse buyers, which I think I might be in that bracket, but I don't know yet.
Okay.
I think. Let's talk about impulse buyers. How can an impulse buyer not mess their finances up, not be an impulse? Because sometimes, this is very funny. There's a when I enter, stop looking at me. When I enter a shop, I don't know why, but
Right.
you make inquiries like, oh, you want to buy this, and then you realize that it's above what you had anticipated, but then you can't get out of the store because you are worried that they will insult you. They'll tell you that why did you come and make inquiries when you know you're not coming to buy, and so a part of you probably will not buy that exact thing, but will buy something else because I have entered your shop, I've come to make the inquiry, so at least I should buy something. Wasn't not in my plan,
Okay.
but then I find myself buying that thing. How can an impulse buyer not be an impulse buyer?
Okay. It's interesting. This one thing that kept coming to me while I was preparing for this program today. Impulse buying.
Yeah,
There's another one called stress buying.
I heard.
I have depression.
I heard.
You a shop, and you have to know things. First glance, you go through the shop. Maybe you go to a shoe shop. Then you ask them, oh, do you have a beaded bag? Do you sell beaded bags? I miss all the other things that you asked. Oh, I could really use a beaded bag. Okay, I'll come back some other time.
That's so smart.
Yes, there are ways to go about it. As much as there is impulse buying, there's also window shopping, and there are tricks to it. You have to. It doesn't mean that you should always barge into shops and be doing that. If not, someone will throw a stone at you.
That is true.
However, just tell yourself. Let's start with the fact that the money is not yours. You have no money on you. You really don't have money.
Right.
Yeah, and the earlier you build that habit, it's all in the habit. The earlier you build the habit, the better it is, or the more leverage you give yourself to build on that.
Okay.
build on that. So yes, the temptation to buy on an impulse or buy when you're stressed just to cure some depression that you've acquired, because that's also acquired. It is said that things do not kill. Is the meaning we give to things that kill. So,
Right.
someone hurts you, and you feel like the only way that you can cure the hurt that someone caused, according to your thinking, someone caused you hurt, and the only way you can deal with it is by ridding yourself of your hard-earned money while the person sits at home in peace.
Hmm.
So
That's also a way to look
if
at
you
it, yeah.
think about it, you realize that this person hurt me, and I'm also losing money for their hurt. That's a double loss, and I'm not about to do that to myself. I want to be accountable enough to say that yes, I'm hurt, but I'm gonna drink water and mind my business
Mind
today.
my business today. That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, we're talking bills, budgets, and balances here on Strong and Sassy on Joy 99.7 FM. A few more minutes till checkout time. We would also like to get your thoughts on what you've done in terms of how to save, how to budget that is helping you or that is sorting you out in situations. We'd love to know what you've done in that regard. Share your thoughts with us. 055 1111 997. Well, let's get into investment some more as well.
Okay.
You know, there's some people who have been able to master the savings culture.
Yeah.
They have grown, worked on that habit. It's strong and all of that. So they're trying to find places to invest. You have given us some of the tips though to check on longevity and there was another profitability as well. So in that situation, how does the person do due diligence? Because by yourself, sometimes you might miss out on, some information that. So, is there like an expert you can recommend so people can speak to, or just also give us a breakdown apart from longevity and profitability? How certain am I that this money of mine that I'm putting in this business, that venture is going to serve me money more?
Okay. So the due diligence is a shared responsibility.
Okay.
So every stock exchange, whether it's in Ghana or any other country, before a company is listed on the stock exchange, there's a lot that goes on.
Oh, okay.
As far as making sure the company is first legit, taxes, everything are entered.
Right.
So that is done. And the other thing that you can do for yourself is being open to Joy FM every day. Yes, because maybe there could be an issue with the company. You hear it on radio. You hear it in the news.
Right.
You'd actually hear it while you're living life, and then you get to make informed decisions based on that. Yes, but even if a company is going to go down, once it's listed on the stock exchange, the market would keep you informed.
Okay.
Yes. It will keep you informed. So our stock exchange is not as volatile as other stock exchanges, so it's quite calm. It's actually the safest if you want to rest. You can actually invest in Ghana Stock Exchange and have a good rest.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's good that you said that, because some people have also been targets of falling for some scams because of some interest that was promised them along the line. So is there like an interest rate that, like, this is a standard interest rate that you should be looking out for when you make these investments? Or because they say, we're giving you this percentage of interest, so that's just what you're working with? Or there's something you need to be looking out for in terms of that?
Okay, so the interest rates are varied. When it comes to the treasury bills, that is informed.
Okay.
You get to see it.
Right.
Yes, it's published. You get to see it. But when it comes to the stock exchange, it depends on the profitability of the company.
Okay.
So before your dividends are paid out, there's an annual general meeting where you're informed that this is how much the company made in this year, and this is how much we are setting aside for dividends.
Okay.
And out of this, maybe 1 billion Ghana cedi, you're going to get 2 Ghana cedi for each share that you purchased.
Okay.
Okay.
All
and
right.
shares are bought in numbers. So if you're going to get 2 Ghana cedi for each shares, and let's say you bought 100 shares within that year, that means you're going to get 200 Ghana cedi.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how you get to calculate. And dividends are also income, so those are taxed. So you get to have, you get to pay a small fee on tax.
Theresa, you said small.
Small fee.
Small
it's actually
fee.
less than 10%.
Okay.
Currently.
Okay, we
So
can manage
it's
that, I
not
think.
that much. It's not that much at all.
Well, a few questions have come in, but we're trying to verify some other stuff, and then we'll get to the questions as well. But someone has shared some pointers. I'd love to quickly go through them. So I think it's Kwesi says that the mindset is everything. He says, one, be a little greedy and selfish. You need to manage your finances, and goes on to also say that don't invest stupidly. Be wise. Don't put all your funds in avenues that doesn't guarantee returns, especially new businesses. That's why you mentioned longevity. And then also says know your circumstance and spend accordingly. And 4, he says have spending money every month, in which what you give out when asked, when it's exhausted, wait for the next month. Okay. And goes on to say don't follow the crowd to ever spend just to fit in. It doesn't make sense. You don't necessarily have to eat 3 times a day. That's a very good point. We need to expand on that one. Understand God won't do for you with a miracle what you got to do with your hands. Be ready to do the work. I love these pointers, Kwesi. Thank you very much for sharing these with us here. And this one says, good evening, Strong and Sassy team. 2025 taught me that saving money only works when it is goal-oriented. In January, or you mean this month or last month? Last year? Last year, okay. In January 2025, I set a target amount to achieve by December 2025, which was about 70% of my annual income. What I had to do was to ask the question, why am I saving this money? I wanted 2 things: freedom from worry about delayed salary and to get my favorite bike. I closed everything else down. I achieved both by November 2025.
Nice.
So January 2026 was covered. I saw January fly past. Saving money must be attached to a goal for it to work. And that's Atokwamena in Bolgatanga. That's actually really, really good, because if you set goals towards it, I think there's something that is pushing you. You get a daily reminder that you have told yourself you want to get. So just as you're saying, it's the mindset and it's also the habits that you generate along the lines. And I would love for you to also, so says that you don't necessarily have to eat 3 times a day. What do you think about that? So you can make the money, you can save. Why are you laughing? It could be true. It could help. What do you think? Yeah.
It is true for some people.
Yes. If you're on medication, please don't. Yeah, this is not for you.
That's why I said some people. Because if you have to take that, your health seriously, then you have to.
Okay. Well, there's this one here that says, wow, what an insightful conversation. Honestly, I'm a victim when it comes to saving because I share the same attitude the host described. Don't do this. You and I, we'll get better, okay? So sometimes I get scared when I realize I haven't saved much, which is really, really true. Huge anxiety there. I end up using most of my money, not just on myself, but on responsibilities and other tasks. After fulfilling them, I'm left stranded financially for the rest of the month, and it's honestly sickening. This discussion really helped me this evening, but kudos to the lady. Says, an elderly man once told me that beyond discipline, if you truly want to be a regular saver, you must exercise heart control over yourself. And that's from Kwabena. Yes, heart control. I believe that, Theresa, you shared info on discipline. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like we say discipline and we just leave it at that. And people struggle to get to that point where they know that, I am so disciplined enough that I'm not touching X amount of money. And also that brings us to creating the habits and the mindset. We are running out of time. I was hoping you could give us your final word so we can educate our listeners out there as well.
Okay. Well, I've said it all basically, but what I want to add to is that there are so many keys to a door, different doors for different keys.
Right.
Okay. So for someone it could be buying shares, and that's how come you get to live that financially free life that you want to.
Okay.
For someone it will be setting up a business. I recently had a webinar where I got to speak to some students about finances, and I told them but that for some of them it will be about forgiving your parents, because your parents are not the reason you are where you are financially. So just thank them for what they've done with what little they had, and then set yourself up for growth, financial growth, and all round growth as well.
Right.
And for some people, I've come to learn recently, it's about reading the budget every day. Yeah.
Okay.
There are keys in our daily lives. Sometimes you do not need all of the technicalities to be able to grow your finances. Sometimes it's in the little things that we expose ourselves to. I read recently that it's been 150 years that Tetakwashi brought cocoa into Ghana, exactly this year. And at the same time, I found out that there's this nut called macadamia, where you know about it has good for the heart, low glycemic index, all that. We don't have some in Ghana. I've looked everywhere. Go farms, go there. So it could be a farmer listening. For you, you'll be the next Tetakwashi, bringing macadamia because we have the climatic conditions to grow that.
Right.
To grow that. So for some of you, it will be venturing into a new business or something that you're not used to, getting to feel a little uncomfortable. Just to run your life and live that financially free life that you want.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Theresa Abbrey, for speaking to me, operations and finance analyst. We had a very, very good and insightful conversation, and I can't wait to, see you again when we're talking about more money, because for the money that we need to ensure that Akorfa is wealthy by 2026. But anyways, thank you so much for passing by. I truly appreciate it.
Too.
Well, that's it for Strong and Sassy today, and that makes us we get straight into our news update at 8.